Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. Today I am here with sixth part of Morphology of Flowering Plant of 11th Standard. Here we are going to discuss about flower, types of flower and parts of flower. This is not a new concept for you. You have already studied in previous classes. So let us start with flower. Flower is the reproductive shoot of the plant that consists of four different whorls arranged on the swollen end of the stalk or pedicel. This swollen end is called thalamus or receptacle. What they are called as? They are called as thalamus or receptacle. Four different whorls are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are called as accessory whorls, whereas androecium and gynoecium are called as essential or reproductive whorls. Now the question arises why they are called as essential and reproductive. Because calyx and corolla do not take part in reproduction, whereas androecium and gynoecium takes part in reproduction, being male and female part of the flower. In some flower like lily, the calyx and corolla are not distinct, they are not differentiated, so they are called as perianth or tepals. Flowers may be bisexual or unisexual. Bisexual means both androecium and gynoecium are present in a flower, whereas in unisexual flower either androecium is present or gynoecium is present. Further, flower may be actinomorphic, that is having radial symmetry, or zygomorphic, having bilateral symmetry. This we will discuss later on. What is the difference between actinomorphic and zygomorphic flower? This is the longitudinal section of flower showing all the parts of flower. Now let us discuss about types of flower. Flowers may be actinomorphic, zygomorphic or asymmetric. So we will discuss here one by one. Actinomorphic flowers can be divided into two equal halves in any radial plane passing through the center. For example, it is seen in mustard, dhatura, chili, etc. Whereas zygomorphic flower can be divided into two similar halves only in one particular vertical plane. For example, in pea, gulmohar, bean, cassia, etc. Now it is about asymmetric flower. It cannot be divided into two similar halves by any vertical plane passing through the center. That is, for example, it is seen in canna flower. Here you can observe various actinomorphic flowers of pumpkin, catharanthus, kaduru, Sioux flower, temple flower, retia, etc. In this figure, you may observe several zygomorphic flowers like salvia, leucas, crotalaria, thunbergia, sesbania and caesalpinia. In this given figure, you may observe a symmetrical flower as in various species of cactus. Here it is the comparative study of actinomorphic, zygomorphic and asymmetric flower. Now let us see, on the basis of number of floral appendages, flowers may be trimerous, tetramerous or pentamerous, having floral appendages in the multiple of 3, 4 or 5 respectively. Means in trimerous it is multiple of 3, in tetramerous it is multiple of 4 and in pentamerous it is multiple of 5. On the basis of presence or absence of bracts, flowers may be bracteate or ebracteate. In case of bracteate flower, reduced leaf-like structure is present at the base of the pedicel. Whereas in case of ebracteate flower, reduced leaf-like structure at the base of pedicel is not present. In this figure, you may see trimerous flower having 6 petals, that is multiple of 3. Here it is about tetramerous flower having 4 petals. This is a pentamerous flower having 5 petals. Now you can observe here the bracteate and ebracteate flower. On the basis of position of ovary, flowers may be hypogynous, perigynous or epigynous. So let us see what is the differences between these. In hypogynous flower, gynoecium occupies the highest position while the other floral parts are situated below it. In this case, the ovary is called as superior ovary. For example, it is seen in mustard, China rose, brinjal, etc. In perigynous flower, gynoecium is situated in the center and other parts of flower are located on the rim of thalamus almost at the same level. Here the ovary is called half inferior. For example, it is seen in plum, rose, peach, etc. In epigynous flower, the margin of thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely and getting fused with it, and other floral parts are above the ovary. Here the ovary is said to be inferior. For example, it is seen in guava, cucumber, ray florets of sunflower. In this figure, you can easily observe the hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous flower. Now let us discuss about the parts of flower. First part is calyx. Calyx is the outermost whorl of flower and the members are called sepals. Generally they are green in color, but sometimes colored also. When the sepal is colored, then it is called as petaloid sepal. Sepals helps in protection of flower in bud stage. It may be gamosepalous, that is united sepals, or polysepalous, that is free sepal. Next part of flower is corolla. It consists of petals which are usually brightly colored to attract insects for pollination. Petals may be gamopetalous or polypetalous. Shape and color of petals varies. They are also of different shapes like tubular, bell-shaped, funnel-shaped or wheel-shaped. Another part is androecium that consists of stamens. It is the male part of flower which consists of stalk or filament and an anther. Each anther is bilobed and each lobe has two chambers called as pollen sacs, and here the pollen sacs, pollen grains are formed. Sometimes stamens are sterile, then they are called as staminode. Stamens may be epipetalous. Epipetalous means they are attached to the petal, as in seen in brinjal or in dhatura. Or stamens may be epiphyllous, as in lily, that is attached to the perianth. Stamens may be free, called as polyandrous, or united, called as gameandrous. Stamens may be united in one bundle or two bundle or into more than two bundles, that is monadelphous, diadelphous or polydelphous. Monadelphous is seen in China rose, Diadelphous is seen in pea and polydelphous is seen in citrus. The length of stamens may vary within a flower like in mustard and salvia. Last part of flower is gynoecium, which is the female reproductive part, and it is made up of one or many carpels. Each carpel consists of stigma, style and ovary. Ovary is the basal swollen part and the style connects the ovary to stigma. Stigma is present at the tip of the style and it is receptive. Why it is receptive? Because it has to receive the pollen grains. Ovary contains one or more ovules attached to a flattened cushion like placenta. If more than one carpel is present, then they may be apocarpous, that is free, or syncarpous, that is united or fused. Apocarpous is seen in rose and syncarpous is seen in mustard, tomatoes, etc. Mature ovary develops into fruit and mature ovule develops into seeds. Here you can see the longitudinal part of flower, longitudinal section of flower. You may observe here the various parts of flower. So here you can see the green sepal, color petals, anther, stamen, filament, stigma, style ovary, that is carpel. So this is all about today's session. Thank you. For your any kind of doubts, please write your question in comment section.